Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Bobby Fi here. I'm just going to be talking through this big MLB slate. As I mentioned before on some other shows, I'm focusing more on NFL these days, but still doing MLB every day, and playing a decent amount today. Nothing crazy, but pretty solid amount. And did want to mention a few things. Again, guys, we're going to be converting to more premium videos, less free videos. We've been just crushing it for a while now. Brandon, Sheets, myself, Rody, everybody. And I really think that we have like the best offering in the business. So I hope you guys will take a look at our site. We eventually plan to hopefully make money off the site, and we have not taken one penny yet. We're putting everything back into the site. We think it's awesome between the Pay Dirt partnership, the SaberSim partnership, as well as our own content. Sheets and Goldie's projections have been awesome. Mine and me and Brandon, we show basically what we're doing on every slate we play, and Rody's playbook. A lot of great stuff to check out. And with that said, I'm going to get into this slate. Again, I'm not sure how many more of these videos we're going to have because there's just no one showing up hardly. I appreciate those of you that do, don't get me wrong, but it's been pretty light in that regard. So I'm going to rebuild. I haven't done anything since this morning. I haven't said that many things. Like one thing you'll see I do, and I talk about this a lot, for the pitching, we do have Sheets' projections now. Let's see when his last update was, and we can check in our projection updates button. I'm just going to take a look at Sheets' last projected updates because we're going to have some lineups coming in that are going to be a little different. So I tend to pair my pitching up with sort of how Sheets has it. I don't like to fully use the entire Sheets and Goldie's projections. I'll do it just for baseball. It gets a little tricky when there's, and again, you got late swap, but also you got some guys who are there and some, sometimes you're going to have guys who are out of the lineup. Just got to make sure to check for those things because Sheets usually does his last update around 5:30 Eastern. Goldie usually does his around, I would say 6 Eastern. But again, just you don't want to have anybody in the lineup who's out. So just make sure to double check. I'm going to go back and do this boring little process of going with Sheets' projections for all the pitchers. I'm going to use SaberSim's projections for the hitting, and then if we don't get something that I like today, I'm going to tweak it around until I do. So I think it's going to be pretty clear that we're going to end up with a ton of crochet no matter what we do. I don't think there's any question about that. Some of the projections updated a little bit. They seemed a little low earlier in the day, so now we've got to even them out a little bit. I actually think that I'm going to go with Goldie's for the Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is one I'd like to be overweight the field on tonight. Feel free to pop in questions, say what's up when you get in the chat and everything, but I'm just going to keep rolling with this for a moment before I do anything. And 16, these little changes, it might seem like a very similar projection. When you're running a bunch of simulations and stuff, it can often be a fairly big difference. We like that one less. Oh, they really don't like the Rasmussen at all. Scherzer will go to 14-1. Mizorowski will go to 14-4. I agree with Sheets' projections. I lean a little more that way. Oops, that was the wrong one. And no, 14-8 for Mizorowski. That makes more sense. All right, and then 14-4, we'll leave that. We're going 14 even. Basically close enough on most of these. And again, only playing 47 contests as of right now, so that's sort of where I'm at. It's going to be a little bit less than what I usually play, but not crazy. I don't tend to max enter baseball at the end of the year. It's one thing I just don't do. We'll go to 13-4 for Rogers. I don't want much of that. Why is the Tyler Mahle projection so slanted? All right, we'll go to 11-4. Let's do 11-4. And Jensen Junk can get the junkie 11-1. Okay. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to apply, and then we're going to rebuild and see what we get. I did make a couple tweaks. I want a little bit of the Dodgers tonight. I think it's a high upside, also high downside matchup. But they've got a really good walk rate, this lineup, and a pretty good history against Robbie Ray. He's also had some good outings against them, but I do think the Dodgers are a high-end offense, and we know Robbie Ray. You can get feast or famine with him quite easily. So I'm going to build these out. We still are waiting for the Dodgers, Giants, Phillies, and as always, this Milwaukee game starts 2 games. Milwaukee is just the worst about getting their lineups in. I don't understand it. I think it should be automatic. It should just be straight up 3 hours before the game starts. You have to have your lineup in, or you get penalized or something. I really don't know why it's done any other way personally. All right, let's see where we're at here, and we are going to get going. And I'm probably going to hand build my 333s tonight, for example. I'm not sure I will yet. I for what it's worth, I do like the Dodgers. I like both sides of the Philly-Arizona game. The Angels and Rockies are obvious. I think that maybe I may end up doing what I've been doing and X out the 5-man stacks of those. Toronto's interesting. San Diego's interesting. The Mets are interesting. Those are the other ways that I'm looking. Not great hitting weather in the Mets, I believe, but I'll double check. So let's see what we're getting right now and see what we want to change. Please do like and subscribe and all that stuff. I think I've said it a million times by now. I hate doing little sales pitches, but I kind of have to because, look, if you guys want the free content, we're going to have to stick around somehow, some way or another. So we got to make money at some point. Make plenty of money playing, but we like doing this stuff for you guys, but it's not really worth it for us to do it unless people are actually going to show up and are getting something out of it. All right, so running the Sims. And as you can see, to all the Garrett Crochet, for what it's worth, this projection on Garrett Crochet's ownership, it's going to be like 50%. It's not going to be 31% for what it, just keep that in mind. I do not see any way in which that happens. Let's see what we're getting for stacks. All the Angels and you know what? F that. I don't need to play 5-man Angels and a 5-man Padre stack. All right. I also like the under in that game for what it's worth. So we're going to X out the 5-mans. We'll still be happy to get to the rest of them. But that should get us pretty unique, especially when you factor in I'm using Sheets' projection for pitcher, and I'm also using SaberSim's lineup builder. I think we're going to have some unique opportunities here. So let's apply that. 0 5-man Angels, 0 5-man, and then we're going to get rid of the stack exposures we don't like. It's a big slate, which means we don't want the 2-2-2-2s. We don't want the – I'll accept if it ends up with a couple 3-3-2s, I'm going to accept that. I don't mind 5-mans flat. I don't want 2-mans. I don't want 2-2s. I don't want 2-2-2s. I don't want 3 blanks. I don't want 3-2s. I don't want 4 blanks. And these are more important to adjust when you are making your edits yourself. 3-2-2 is a little too thin for me. All right, we're going to stick with it like that. 4-2 is a little thin. All right, whatever. If we end up with a bunch of them, maybe we can reconsider how we want to do this. But let's rebuild with that and see where we're at. I'm tempted. I don't know what to do. I think Crochet is a great play, but I just think that it's it's a big slate to have 90% almost of somebody, and I don't know that I want to continue with that. So we'll see. I did want to remind everybody we'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We still also do have the promo code NFL 2025. And if you guys aren't following us, I really suggest you do because we've got. Brandon and Sheets have already each won a showdown for 75,000 or more. Sheets won 75, Brandon won like 80, almost 85. And then, as you guys know, it's only 4 slates back or whatever that I won $1 million. I think we have one of the best teams with the best products out there. I really, really would encourage you guys to check it out. And I'm going to stop selling now and just finish this build. But it doesn't look like many people are showing up today, so I'm probably going to get out of here momentarily and just show the my final exposures to our chat, exactly how I have it, and then answer some questions in there. But I do not think it just seems like people are off the baseball. These live shows are really just getting sort of no views and rather just not do it. If that's the case, we're going to need people to actually show up. But I get it. We haven't been here a lot of the summer for the live baseball shows. We've been doing shows every day though, and hopefully you got some use out of Adam. And anyway, all right. Let's see what else we've got here. And should be done in just a second. All right. So, okay, we got a tiny bit less of C's. We are good. What stacks do you think we're going to end up with? See, it's still ending up with Angels in Colorado, but they're not our 5-mans. Our 5-mans are very spread out, which is okay with me because we're not playing the Arizona, Colorado. Now, I'm going to ask for 1%, just one, at least one lineup, which means it probably gets at 2. of the Dodgers, and then stack exposure type 4-4, 4-3. I think I'm going to X out the 4-3 and the 4-2 and see what we end up with. And again, remember, I'll be late swapping, so things are going to be a little bit different once you factor in the late swap, late swap of it all. 5. We'll do a 3-3. We'll leave 3-3-2 and 4-2-2 just to get at least a little bit of. All right, so let's apply, and then we're going to have to rebuild. I think it's going to yell at me. Maybe not. Yeah, okay, so let's rebuild and see where we're at. And let me just go back to make sure team stacks, and we want the Dodgers. Let's just say 8%. Put an 8 on it. Oh, not 88. Oops. 8. All right. And we will apply and then rebuild. And how's everybody else doing today? What's going on? Excited for football Sunday. I unfortunately will be at a funeral Sunday. I'm going to be trying to join Sheets and Rhodey live at 11 a.m. Eastern, but it's not 100% guaranteed yet. Just things happen. It's been a rough 12 months for funerals. Actually, it's been a rough 9 months. I think I've been to 6 or 7. Been a rough one. Anyway, any questions or thoughts from you guys? Otherwise, I'm just going to get out of here. I don't even think I'm going to let it finish building because I'll just show that to the people on the site. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So good luck to everybody out there. If you're a member of the site, I'm going to be popping in my final exposures once I have them done. And let's make some money, guys.